Hey, what's up guys? TBL here from PlanetDestiny, and today we're going to be very quickly talking to you about hotfix 1.2.0.3, the one about Skolas. This hotfix is coming out on June 15th and centers around a couple of changes within the Prison of Elders as well as two very troublesome perks. Alright, let's dive on in. First things first, both the Ashes to Asset and Quintessence Transfer perks can now no longer be stacked. Both of these perks replenish your super energy whenever you get a kill with your grenade. On the surface, it's a pretty simple and helpful ability, but it was pretty quickly discovered that if you stack more than one piece of Hunter or Warlock armor with either Quintessence Transfer or Ashes to Asset, and then paired that with a Gunslinger Hunter Swarm Grenades or a Voidwalker Warlock Scatter Grenades, you could sometimes get your entire super bar filled with one grenade kill. Now this is mainly because each mini detonation from both the Swarm and Scatter Grenades caused the double stacked perks to proc, granting you an instant super. It was quite the exploit that in my opinion was more helpful in PvE rather than PvP, since in PvP you pretty much have to land a Scatter Grenade or a Swarm Grenade on another Guardian who generally is just going to run out of the AoE. But again, the two perks in question here, Ashes to Asset and Quintessence Transfer, have both been nerfed so they can no longer be stacked. Additionally, they both now have cooldowns, so they can only be utilized once every 10 seconds. Alright, now moving on to the Prison of Elders changes. First up, they fixed a bug where players cannot pick up a quest from Variks to complete the Elder Cipher chain. This is referencing an issue that some players were having where they couldn't accept the Elder Cipher mission from Variks after getting the Elder Cipher bounty drop from Skolas or the level 34 Prison of Elders. So, having this no doubt annoying issue fixed is definitely good news. And finally, the big ticket item here, they've adjusted the difficulty of the level 35 Skolas challenge mode. The entire encounter has had some pretty major changes. First off, burn skulls are now replaced by non-elemental skulls, meaning there's no longer going to be a burn modifier on the Skolas fight. Now this one's a mixture of some good but mostly bad news. The one small bit of good news is now Skolas will no longer be able to one-shot your entire fire team on solar burns with the Scorch Cannon. You know, since you won't have to worry about burn at all. But this also works both ways. You'll no longer be able to burn Skolas down in the manner in which a lot of teams were before. You know, with the general triple Black Hammer, triple Yallarhorn, or really any elemental sniper rifle that matched the burn. But don't worry, it's not all bad. To balance that out comes the second change. Skolas' health has been reduced from 27,000 to 15,000 to compensate for the lack of burned skulls. This change of 12,000 HP is put in place to make Skolas a little bit less of a bullet sponge. And for the final change, reinforcement spawns are now based on Skolas' health rather than being on a set timer. This is more in line with some of the other bosses within the Prison of Elders, and like the rest of the Skolas changes, seems to have been put in place to curb the burn strategies that most fire teams have been using up till now. But alright, that's it for the changes within this hotfix. It's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. In particular, I'm really interested in seeing how this will affect fire team strategies, since the massive reduction in Skolas' health might more than make up for the lack of burn damage that'll be available during the fight. It'll be interesting to say the least. That's pretty much it for the patch notes of hotfix 1.2.0.3. But before we end this video, E3 2015 is in full swing, and Bungie is set to announce and discuss some Destiny goodness on June 16th and the 17th. And PlanetDestiny's own Holtzman and Pope Bear are live at E3 and will be reporting on all of the Destiny goodness. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned here and at PlanetDestiny.com for all of the brand new Destiny information. Anyways, that's it for this one, guys. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.